Breaking news this noon in the shooting incident involving George Zimmerman. Lake Mary police say they are still investigating, determining whether charges will be filed. Good afternoon. I'm Michelle Imparato.
And I'm Stuart Moore. We have also just received the 911 calls made following this incident on Lake Mary Boulevard yesterday involving George Zimmerman and Matthew Apperson.
We have team coverage of this breaking news today. Ricky Klaus will have those 911 calls for you in just a moment.
But first, we begin with West 2's Bob Keeling, who is live at the Lake Mary Police Station with more on the briefing that just ended. Bob.
Well, Stuart, we now know that the Lake Mary Police Department is building a case of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill in association with this shooting incident involving George Zimmerman yesterday. We also know from a news conference within the hour that they have recovered a .357 Magnum handgun that belongs to Matt Apperson, the man who's believed to have fired that single shot into George Zimmerman's vehicle, wounding him only slightly. But what don't they have is the question, and according to the police department, they do not yet have sworn statements from either man involved in this incident. They do have search warrants. They have searched the car that Apperson was believed to have been driving during this incident, but they have not yet gotten into George Zimmerman's Honda SUV to recover what could be a very critical piece of evidence, which would be that slug that we're told by his attorney lodged in the window frame just above George Zimmerman's head. All of that begs the question as to whether or not we will have charges and or an arrest in connection with the man suspected of firing that shot. Here's what police had to say.
Our detectives are working diligently to have a very thorough investigation that's impartial, and so they are doing it methodically, and that will take some time. And at this point in the investigation, they are not ready to say whether or not there are any or if there will be any charges filed.
I spoke with George Zimmerman's attorney at length this morning. He says Zimmerman is still in a state of shock, basically. This has been a very traumatic event for him, he says. Don West telling his client just to be quiet at this point, don't move. Zimmerman's now living out of state and was here for Mother's Day, and originally West says he planned to leave town today, but of course that has changed. And according to West, Zimmerman will not oppose any attempts to bring charges in connection with this case, and they anticipate meeting with the state attorney's office within the next several days, he says. Reporting live in Lake Mary, Seminole County, I'm Bob Keeling, West 2 News.
Also within the last hour, Lake Mary Police released part of the first 911 call made after the shooting.
Ricky Klaus listened to the part that they released, and she continues our team coverage in Lake Mary. Lake Mary Police withheld some of the reports we asked for, but they did release a portion of the 911 call. Take a listen in on bystander Kenneth Cornell making that call on behalf of the alleged shooter, Matt Apperson.
Yeah, a guy just said he had to pull a gun on a guy. And now a guy right here just said he had to shoot at someone through his window, so he wants the police to come.
That he saw shoot somebody out of his window?
So what?
Okay, say that again. He saw what?
He had to shoot at somebody.
Is he there with you right now? He's there with you right now, sir?
Yeah, the guy just said it. Yeah, he said he had to shoot at somebody.
Okay.
Cornell then put Apperson on the phone, but that portion of the call has been redacted, so we're not able to hear that exchange. As the phone call was being made, George Zimmerman was flagging down an officer and dealing with the glass and debris that flew in his face during the shooting. He has since been released from the hospital. Police also just sent the media a list of the elements in this investigation they refused to release today. They say they're not sharing those pieces of evidence because they say this is an active criminal investigation, and there's a lot of work still yet to be done. For now, reporting live in Lake Mary, Ricky Klaus, West 2 News.